So to install the Hermes standard supervisory app, this is how to do it. So the first thing that you need to do is go to, well, the release. If you go to the website, support, and there is a install and setup. So you can follow that installation. But I'm going to do it now. So first of all, you need to do is install multiplug. So that's the multiplug website. You can download it from there, or go to the multiplug.app website. When you've installed multiplug and you've got it running on your PC, you can go to the NuGet Garrett gallery and install the Supervisory extension and also the network sockets extension. Once you will need to enable the extensions in here. Enable, tick the box, and restart multiplug by doing restart a host service. Then you'll be able to see the extension in here, Hermes Supervisory, and then you need to create your first connection to your machine. So if you go to connections and go plus on here, and then that's your new connection. But if you save it, and if you go push recipe, that creates all the connections between network sockets extension and the supervisory extension. And then if you go view IP address and port number, that should link to that newly created client. You need to type the IP address of the machine you're trying to talk to. So in this situation, we're going to talk to this. So we can, this machine, we can look up the values that it's listening to for the supervisory connection. So on our adapter, it will be that IP address, and that port number, which is already is, and that's all we need to do with that. Save that, and that will make the connection. Now at this point, if we enable and disable the Hermes status, we should, if we refresh that, we see now we have a connection to the machine. It's given us the service description of the conveyor, but there's no way in Hermes to propagate the machine IDs before any sort of data has been transferred through. You could type in the machine ID at this point, but the easiest way to do it is actually move some data through the machine, and that will trigger off the board departed values. So if we just create a board and then move it downstream, either physically or just move that value, and if I refresh that, we will see that we've got conveyor 1 now appeared, and there is your first connection to your machine. It's not saying it's connected because we can probably restart the host service and it will appear as a connection. That's just a current bug, but it is actually connected. So that's your first connection, and that's as simple as that really. You do that to all the machines, and I would just run a board through the machine, and if the machine supports the board departed message, it will then propagate the ID, and then you can now use that ID in creating routes and then creating work orders associated with that. If you have been, thank you for watching.